At this point, I'm just honestly waiting for the email or the lack of access to my computer to be laid off. I saw the news, local news here said that OPM gave the guidance to fire all probationary employees, and I'm one of those probationary employees. My probationary period was to end in June. And what I think a lot of people don't realize who are on the outside looking in, who are believing things that are told to them by certain people that they trust, and these are just completely made up stories. For us that came, who are probationary employees, depending on your role, you are a highly qualified individual. I work for the Treasury, the IRS to be exact. My resume can get me a job in the public sector, or the private sector, I should say. My coworkers who are also on probationary status came out of big four firms handling international tax work. CPAs, EAs, JDs. These are very qualified people. We took the opportunity to join the IRS because some of us did it for constitutional purposes, wanted to serve our country. Others just wanted a normal work life.
Now, this is a very hot topic right now. I'm seeing so many videos about this. People posting videos on TikTok saying they're getting fired and they're getting laid off. It's all over the news. It's everywhere. Everyone's talking about all these employees finally getting laid off. Now, okay, there's a few things about this that is very, very interesting, and I want to give you guys my thoughts and my comments. You guys can let me know how you feel about it. First of all, there's a few things here because he has some points. He definitely has some points. But first of all, what's a little confusing to me is how did he end up on probationary period, right? How did he end up on probation? He's saying he's highly skilled, and he's naming all these educational things that which is what makes him qualified for the jobs. But that's just on the educational purpose. But why is he on probation? That's number one, right? And he doesn't it doesn't really help him much when he says, and my coworkers who are also qualified, they're on a probationary period. Like, why on a probationary period? If there's any federal employees out there that can explain to me what a probationary period is, right? Like, do you actually have to have done something wrong, had a bad review? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Maybe it might be something I'm just not understanding. Maybe it's a new employee, right? Like, because sometimes they put you on a probationary period when you're a new employee, and probably he's just new, and that's the reason why. But with that being said, okay, and he's talking about being in the public sector, but in the private sector, because I've read the comments and people destroy this dude. I mean, they just no sympathy, man. TikTok has no sympathy. They're brutal. But in the comments, people killed him. But my thing is this: in the private sector, it's the same thing, right? If you don't meet expectations and you're on a probationary period, and once they start deciding to do layoffs, if unfortunately you are on that list, they will let you go, right? There is no difference at all. They will let you go as well, the same way they do in the private sector. And a lot of people in the comments were saying that. They were basically not being sympathetic at all towards this guy because they're like, well, welcome to the real world, right? Welcome to the real world. That's what everyone was saying. Welcome to the real world. Even one person was kind of brutal. They said in the comment, great, now they're going to be coming to the private sector. I mean, people are really brutal when it comes to federal employees, government employees. But my thing is this, right? There's just a lot of negativity going towards a lot of these employees, right? Especially the federal employees. And I would say this. First of all, I never had any experience whatsoever with any type of government service where I had to interact with like an accountant or someone like that, right? I never had any type of experience. With me, it's simply just filing my taxes, and that's it. I get my refund, and I'm good, right? I get my refund quickly, and it seems like it's getting quicker and quicker to get my refund, and I'm good. But I just don't understand how the average middle class person, right, or the person who doesn't own a business, has so much hatred towards government employees, right? Now, I understand if you go in DMV and there's long lines and you just quickly associate that with the government employees, whatever, but technically that's a state employee. I understand if you're calling the IRS, because people say sometimes you call in the lines, it's a long hold. I get all that. But those are not CPAs or accountants answering those phones, right? Those are usually customer service reps, right? And they're working with whatever it is that they have. You can imagine, they are the customer support service for the whole entire country, right? Like sometimes you call something from your state, it's just your state. But they're dealing with the whole country. And to all of a sudden like be happy that they're laying people off or firing people that may have nothing to do with what you are feeling like upset about, it's troublesome, right? I don't understand why so many people are just attacking them. Now, some people are probably attack me in the video, like, how can you not understand? They're mooches, whatever. I don't know what it is, but all I can tell you is this. When my goal at first was to become an accounting, and once I became an accountant, I wanted to get into forensic accounting and work for the government. Okay, it does sound like a cool job. It sounds like some type of, some type of CIA type work I was going to do. It sounded like something I really wanted to do. Well, I didn't fully pursue that. I just stuck to working in the private sector, and I stood there. But I've met other people as well who became accountants and got the CPAs, and they thought about doing that path as well. So I find that interesting that a lot of qualified, educated people want to go that route, and then they didn't, right? Because maybe it's because it's a very long time to get in. It's not easy, I feel like maybe you go in with a higher pay or easier to get in if you wasn't in the military. I don't know, that's just my belief. I don't know, but you can let me know if I'm wrong. But with that being said, I don't understand this notion why people just think that federal employees are just lazy. I don't get it, right? I think, in my opinion, mainly everyone is lazy, right? Like, if we could get things our way, and we could work 20 hours a week and get paid 40 hours a week, we would gladly take it. No one will call someone lazy for working 20 hours a week and getting paid for 40, even if a company is allowing them to, right? No one would do that. We're all trying to find ways in our job where we could do the least, right? Have more of a work-life balance. That way we could appreciate life and feel like this is even, right? Like the job is not taking so much from you. I don't think it's fair to call someone lazy because they're trying to find ways to make the situation better for themselves. And federal employees, they probably get a lot of days off. There's a lot of unions involved. There's a lot of things involved where, especially with a union, when the union's involved, there's so many things that the employee could do or can't do. And it feels like they're always fighting to get them more money. And I get it. It seems like from the outside looking in, like they're just taking advantage of the system, whatever. But it just blows my mind when people just saying, well, that's my tax dollars. Okay, yeah, but you are getting services from these people, right? It's not like you're not getting the services that you need. It might not be the best, but it is the government. Like, you could go ahead and get it from the private sector. I don't know. It's just an interesting conversation, and he's getting no love online, right? Because the fact that he's on a probationary period and he's a federal employee, people just seem to be going at him. And I've seen other videos as well that they go at them, man. They go at them. And they're going to go at me too. I already know it. They're going to go at me as well in this video because it probably seems like I'm sympathizing with them. And people don't really like when you're sympathizing with them. They are just like toxic to so many people right now. And it's really sad, man, because you're seeing all these jobs getting cut. And I was like, isn't the whole point of this whole economy was to help people, to help the families, to increase wages, to make life better for people? But it feels like people who want a better economy and want higher wages don't care about other people. They don't want other people to have, a better life. They feel like government employees should have a worse of a life than themselves. It's just an interesting thing that's going on, and it's, to be quite honest with you, it's really unfortunate because if you're a government employee right now, you're in a hard spot, right? You're in a rock and a hard place. You just don't know when you're gonna get fired or not, which, in all fairness, I guess when you work in the government, that's always the case, right? They're probably used to that with the government shutdown, a new president, they're probably always worried a bit. But now it just feels like now the public is behind the politicians and they're pushing for this as well. They're voicing their opinions, and It's not good for a lot of these government employees. If you're any government employee out there that is currently struggling, drop a comment down below and let me know what your experience is, because I would love to hear it. And if you're someone out there who feels like screw the government employees, drop a comment down below as well, because I would love to hear your opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I don't understand it fully, but I would definitely love to hear it. Catch you guys in my next video. Peace.